Guys, Easy here. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome actually to our first ever Trainz simulator. Trainz with a Z at the end. This game used to be a paid game, but now you can get it for free in the App Store, Google Play, and they have my favorite locomotive in it, which is the Big Boy locomotive. Big Boy locomotive is a 4884 class type locomotive. Built from 1941 to 1944 at the American Locomotive Works, ALCO, in Schenectady, New York. This thing is a monster. It's 16 feet high. The combined length of the tender and the locomotive is 132 feet. This locomotive is the largest steam locomotive in the world. No other steam locomotive is this big. There's just the sheer size of this locomotive. It's awe-inspiring. It weighs just over 1 million pounds. And it's got a lot of horsepower. Now, what you guys might notice in this picture, this is the only one that's working in the world. There's 8 of them that were out of the original 25 that survived scrapping. 7 of them are on display, and this one, the 4014, was bought by Union Pacific back in 2012 for restoration and excursion service. It was returned to service in May of this year, and it's running the United States right now on a tour. So Union Pacific bought this, and they restored it in the roundhouse in Cheyenne, Wyoming. That's actually a cool fact about that, is that this engine was actually it was his home base when it was in service, was Cheyenne, Wyoming. And so, as you guys can see in the locomotive, it's got it's big, it's huge. So it's got a 4884 classification. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you guys is that this is called a Malay type locomotive. It's 2 engines under 1 boiler, and in the middle between the 2 pieces, there is a pin that makes the front half move independently from the boiler, so the train can navigate sharp curves. So when this thing goes around a curve, you will see the front end move, and the boiler will stay. Well, the boiler will move independently, or not the boiler. The front end will move independently from the boiler. The back end is stationary; it stays there. But the front end moves independently. So yeah, I'm going to leave this here, and I made a real cool compilation in the train simulator of me. I did some run-bys with the locomotive now. Here's a cool fact. This train could pull a train 5 miles long on flat ground. 5 miles. And these things were a godsend during World War II, because they moved all the heavy equipment up Sherman Hill and down the west coast and all that. And these things had a top speed of 70, sometimes 80 miles an hour, but they usually worked about 35, which gave them very long careers. And each of these trains, when they were retired from service in 1962, each of them had 1 million miles each on them. That's how much they were used. That's how good they were. So guys, I'm going to end this here. Oh, and when I do the train sim in the video, you will see at least... The usual train consists of about 30 cars. I put 3 trains together, so this thing's pulling roughly almost 100 cars. So it's pulling, and it's pulling with all its might. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoy the run-bys, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.